Hello, it's Sonia here with A Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today is Tuesday, and that means it's Tunisian Tuesday. So we are going to be featuring a stitch pattern. So to do this, I am going to be using my H hook or 5mm hook, and I just have some worsted weight pink yarn or number 4 yarn here. I'm not sure of the brand. And what you're going to need to do for this stitch pattern is you're going to need to chain a multiple of 4 and add 2. So I already went ahead and I chained 14 because 4 times 3 is 12 and you add 2 and it's 14. So let's get started. So row 1 is our setup row. So we're going to work in the second chain from our hook in the back bump, and this is just my preferred method in starting Tunisian crochet. Working in the back bump, you do not have to work in the back bump. I just think it just produces a more neat and tidy stitch. That's just my personal preference. So when I teach Tunisian crochet, this is how I like to do it. And if you've never done Tunisian crochet before, I do have a complete playlist that goes over the basics. And Tunisian crochet is worked in 2 parts. So each row is 2 parts. So I'm working row 1, and this is the first part of the row, which is our forward pass. We are putting our stitches on our hook. So there we go, and I should have 14 stitches on my hook. So whatever I chained is the amount of stitches that I have on my hook. So now we're going to work the second part of row 1. We are going to work the return pass. So we're going to yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 for the rest of the row, and then row 1 will be complete. So Tunisian crochet is a little unique because each row is worked in 2 parts. Okay, so there we go. There is row 1. So for row 2, what we're going to do is we are going to insert our hook in these next 2 vertical bars. So we're working a Tunisian simple decrease stitch. So if you're not familiar with Tunisian simple stitch, that is in the playlist. And we're going to yarn over and pull through those loops, pull up a loop there. Yep, we're going to keep our loop on our hook too. There we go. And now we need to put our stitch back on because we just worked a decrease. So we're going to do what I like to call is yarn over purlwise, because we're going to be working Tunisian purl in the next stitch and we need to get our yarn prepared for that stitch. So to do that, you're going to have your yarn in front and you're going to wrap it around your hook. So don't overthink. So you're going from the front, wrapping it right back around. Now we're all set to go to work Tunisian purl stitch. So our yarn is always in front, and we're going to insert our hook in the next 2 vertical bars. So we're going to be doing a decrease, and we're just going to work that purl. Now we need to put that stitch back on our hook. So now we're going to do a regular yarn over, just like that. And now we're going to work Tunisian simple decrease. So in the next 2 vertical bars, yarn over, pull up a loop, and we're going to yarn over purlwise and work Tunisian purl in the next Tunisian purl decrease in those next 2 stitches and do a regular yarn over, and we just repeat that across. So I've worked my last Tunisian purl decrease stitch, so we have to do the final yarn over. And we just work in this stitch here that looks like a chain to complete the row. And we should still have 14 loops on our hook. Now you might have a different number. It's always good to just do a quick count sometimes. And we do have 14, so we are good to go. Let's do the return pass, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, for the rest of the row. there we go. And we're just going to continue by repeating row 2. So this is a 1 row repeat. So inserting our hook in Tunisian simple in the next 2 vertical bars, pull up our loop, yarn over purlwise, and then in the next 2 vertical bars. So the other bar is a little bit hidden there. It's that yarn over. So just make sure you don't miss it. Work that purl stitch, and then we do a regular yarn over. So this is good practice for doing the different yarn overs. So now we're doing that Tunisian purl simple, regular yarn over, Tunisian simple, yarn over purlwise. And don't forget to do that last yarn over and then work in that stitch. Looks like a chain. And we are going to work our stitches off. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 for the rest of the row. So I'm going to work a couple more rows and then we will do our bind off row. Alright, so here we go. I ended up working 10 rows. I think this is a really nice stitch. It just looks really nice and clean and crisp, and I really like stitches like that. And also this one lays flat. Tunisian crochet often doesn't lay flat, so this is a nice one where it lays flat and doesn't curl. Alright, so let's work our bind off row. So what we're going to do is our first 2 stitches we're going to bind off in Tunisian simple. And if you're not familiar with bind off, it is in the playlist. It's just finishing off your work. And now we're going to do Tunisian purl bind off, so yarn in the front and then that next stitch there. And now we're going to bind off in that yarn over, so there is that little tiny yarn over. We're going to just bind off in Tunisian simple. And bind off in Tunisian simple in the next 2 stitches. So it'll be 3 Tunisian simple bind offs and 1 Tunisian purl bind off. That helps you remember. And as always, when you're binding off, just make sure you have a nice relaxed hand. You don't want your stitches to become too tight. And don't forget that last yarn over to bind off that guy. And then in that stitch that looks like a chain, bind that one off as well. And there we go. We are all set. And I did make another swatch with just a couple more chains. So here's a larger one. I chained 22 stitches here, and as you can see, it's just a really nice stitch. I actually think this would be really nice for a variety of projects, but I'm thinking a pillow would be really nice. I think that would look really nice with a pillow. But a blanket, a shawl, a scarf, a lot of different things that you could incorporate this stitch with. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.